It's the 170th day of the war in Ukraine. And as Russia continues its offensive in Ukraine's south and east, Ukraine's counteroffensive far behind enemy lines seems to be gaining some traction.
Joining us now for more, Ukrainian Parliament member Kira Rudik and retired Air Force Brigadier General, former military rep to NATO and Newsmax contributor Blaine Holt. You guys, thank you for being on this morning. Kira, let's go first to you. Can you update us on Ukraine's suspected attack on Russian warplanes at an airbase in Crimea? What do you know about that?
Hello, thank you so much for having me. Our officials cannot confirm nor deny that Ukraine was behind this attack, but I do think it's pretty obvious what happened. And this shows that with the amount of support in weapons and supplies, Ukrainian army can actually effectively fight back. We have been talking on the show since the beginning of the war that we do need the support from the Western countries. And now we finally starting to receive the support in the amounts that is actually significant to turn the situation with the war. Our ability and our resolve to fight did not change since the day one. Right now, we are still ready to fight, ready to go out there and protect our country, democracy, and what we believe in. But the successes that you see that Ukrainian army has right now, they are completely dependent on the amount of the Western weapons that we are getting and on the amount of Western supplies that we are getting. With the higher range missile systems, we are able not only to protect our country, but also push Russians back from the territories that they have previously occupied. And this means we are able to save lives of our citizens, and this means that we are able to at least see the way of how we are going to win this war. And for that, I am extremely thankful to our allies, including United States.
General Holt, as Kira pointed out, a lot of the, I will say, shift in the war has been based on the Western weapons that Ukraine has been able to get. We're approaching 6 months of this war. Of course, General, you have been following this from the beginning. But bring us up to date on the latest developments, specifically, as Kira was alluding to, maybe a little bit of a shift.
There's a shift. Tactically, we're seeing Ukrainian innovation and matched up with Ukrainian intelligence, and then some asymmetric type weaponry get to the effects that are very destabilizing for the Russians. The Russians caught that surprise attack, and it's having quite the psychological effect in Ukraine and amongst the Black Sea types this morning. But let's broaden it out just a little bit. On the strategic side, we're getting very concerned because it's now becoming fall and going into winter months. The gas-oil equation in Europe is going to change the debate and the discussion. So we've really got to see that there's going to be traction in the counteroffensive. The other parts that we're watching very carefully is grain shipments have got to keep leaving and getting to safety to protect from famine. And then this thing in Zaporizhzhia with the nuclear plant is of concern to the entire planet. The UN General Secretary has called for a demilitarized zone there, and Russia says they won't have it.
So we've always been amazed by the resilience and the strength of the Ukrainian people. Kira, how are you guys holding up over there? I mean, it's been absolutely incredible to see how hard your people are fighting for your country, because if Russia does take over Ukraine, I mean, it's a matter of this country not existing anymore.
We know that we wouldn't have another country. We know that this is our motherland and we have to protect it. And again, I can honestly tell you that we are able to hold on for so long because we have the whole world behind us. And it's a good and bad thing. The good thing is that that we have so much international support, but the bad thing is that even having so much support and having so many countries behind us, it's still incredibly hard to push Russia back because they have the second largest army in the whole world. We are also extremely concerned about the nuclear situation because, see, Chernobyl is just 1 hour drive away from here. And we do remember what a catastrophe it was, not only for Ukraine, but for the whole Europe. Right. So if there will be an accident on Zaporizhzhia nuclear plant, it will be a tragedy for the whole planet. Also, we know that autumn and winter will be also extremely complicated for all the countries that are supporting us. This is why we need to secure the support for the winter times to make it more strategic. Otherwise, we will get into trouble.
Kira, sorry to cut you off there. General Holt, we are getting short on time, so I wanted to give the last word to you. We've been hearing that President Zelensky has publicly warned his officials, his generals, to stop talking about military strategy, to talk about what they're planning and what they may have done. How important is it to keep these strategies and tactics close to the chest, especially at this point in the war?
Well, it's absolutely critical, and thank you for bringing that up, because the operational security right now, the Ukrainians are involved in a very, very interesting type of creativity, innovation, doing different effects that we have not seen on the battlefield. We're going to see more of that, and as we go into those phases, I can easily see the president wants to cover down and protect on those tactics, techniques, and procedures.
All right. Perfect soundbite right there. Thank you, as always, General Holt and Kira Rudik. We really appreciate your insight and time this morning.
Great. Have a great weekend.
You too.
JP Morgan's CEO is warning that an economic hurricane is coming. Are you preparing? If you don't do anything, your 401k could be a 201k, and that is not good. So call our trusted friends at Lear Capital. For 25 years, Lear has helped investors own gold to protect against market chaos. It's a good thing. They can help you too. Get your information and up to $15,000 in bonus IRA gold. Just call this number, 800-880-4300. That's 800-880-4300.